Hi, my name is Polly and I love to make videos about the people whose food I love to eat. I'm currently in Stockholm filming the very first season of my What's Good to Eat food show. And since cake and pastries are a huge part of Swedish coffee break, I wanted to find out what it's like to run a bakery here. Meet Simon, he's a head baker at Ritorno. Ritorno is a true Stockholm classic cafe that specializes in making Swedish princess cakes from scratch. But they also make a variety of traditional Swedish pastries, including the mighty cinnamon bun, that I wanted to learn more about and possibly eat some. Lucky for me, Simon was kind enough to let me spend a morning with him and the bakers at Ritorno for a real behind-the-scenes look. Welcome to a day in the life of a Swedish baker in Stockholm.
Right guys, good morning. It's currently just before 6 o'clock and I am next to Ritorno Bakery where I'm gonna meet the head baker Simon to see how they make princess cakes. I finally managed to get in and show you exactly how the bakery before they open looks like. Let's get inside. It's really hot here.
Once I stepped inside the bakery, the vibe was quite different from the dark and sleepy streets of Stockholm. It's bright, it's warm, and the whole place is buzzing. The team is in full-on production mode, working on a 500 sandwich takeaway order for a nearby office, which is a lot of sandwiches if you think about it.
Wow, how moist is that?
Simon is in the middle of prepping another batch of cinnamon and cardamom bread, giving them a glossy glaze before they get packed into trays and whisked off for delivery.
So literally the bakery is already booming. They have this massive sandwich order that the ladies are filling up now. And I'm gonna be following Maria today, who is gonna show me how to do the princess cake. So that's the plan for today.
Every Swede grew up with princess cake. From the moment you can remember a birthday cake, you've probably seen a princess cake. We make the sponge cake ourselves. We pre-cut them so it's easy to have a bigger production. And then she puts raspberry jam on top. What we think about there is like to put enough of lemon juice in the raspberry jam so it has a nice touch of lemon. Yeah, and then I noticed that she was really good with the cream. Yeah, that we have a nice light fluffy cream. When we ourselves go and have a fika or something like that, we're picky with the cream being light. We don't like heavy cream. And then for the final stuff, when she makes the kupol, I think it's called the crème diplomate, and that's vanilla cream and whipped cream combined, just for that rich, tough touch. Yeah.
While I was filming Marina working on princess cakes, all I could think was, being a baker is truly a multifaceted occupation. 1 minute you're whipping up light cream, and next you're basically putting your architecture skills to the test, sculpting these symmetrical domes on top. Then comes the marzipan dough to cover the cake.
That is funny. Enough for the baking, but I ended up being a masseuse.
Marina had to literally use her whole body weight to flatten the marzipan dough. After running this dough through the machine multiple times, the dough was finally ready to be rolled out and draped over the cream domes like a sugary pastel blanket. But we're not done yet. There is more shaping involved, first with her hands, then with a little plastic spatula tool, before each cake gets dusted with sugar and crowned with the signature red marzipan rose. Meanwhile, the massive sandwich order had finally wrapped up and Simon started working on a new batch of cinnamon dough.
How many cinnamon buns do you guys sell in a week?
I would say just in the shop, it's maybe around 500-600. Additional with the orders, it can vary from 500 to 1,500, depending on the week. Yeah.
Meaning there's always 15 kilos of cinnamon dough mixing somewhere in the bakery.
There's a lot of resting happening, and currently we have cinnamon dough resting on the table, letting it cool down and chill before Isabel is gonna start making them into beautiful kanelbulle cinnamon buns. Gosh, I would die for one of those cinnamon buns right now. Guys, I want to mention that it takes on average about 100 hours to make one of these videos work. Everything is researched and pre-produced and filmed by me, so it takes a long time. And if you are enjoying watching the show and would love to see more, please consider supporting me. I do those wonderful travel guides from the places that I have visited. They are on my PayHip shop and I'm constantly updating it. The link will be in the description box below, so please go and check them out. Thank you so very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And we're back to the scheduled programming.
Watching Simon making cinnamon buns was awesome. First, he masterfully spread the cinnamon filling, making sure that every corner is covered properly. Then he rolled the dough out and started slicing it into even ribbons. I was mesmerized by the whole process. The speed, the accuracy, it was really cool to see it. Then came the final step. Simon twisted each ribbon into a lovely cinnamon bun. He did it again and again until the entire tray filled up. This batch was for tomorrow though, as the buns need a day to ferment before heating the oven. Simon mentioned that keeping up with the pastry and cake trends is important for them, and right now Stockholm is deep in its Basque cheesecake era. Which made watching the pastry chef slice up the cakes absolute torture, because all I wanted to do was inhale a piece immediately, but I made a mental note to definitely taste them with my coffee later on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we have a filled counter with lots of Swedish goodness. It looks absolutely beautiful. And yeah, kind of wait to get a coffee and try a couple of them.
Finally, it was time for me to try some of the pastries I had watched bakers make all morning. Since Ritorno Bakery is part of my upcoming Guide to Stockholm Bakeries episode, I had a checklist of things to try at each spot. Sadly, princess cakes aren't sold by the slice, and your girl here simply did not have the stomach capacity to take down an entire cake solo, but I did get to taste their famous Basque cheesecake. Finally.
Gosh, what a shoot in the morning. Honestly, it's like so funny to see that. I'm currently in the cafe and it's so like nice and relaxing, and literally through that door 6 bakers are buzzing and just baking non-stop. It's like 2 very different worlds separated by just one very thin wall. Since it's a trendy thing right now in Stockholm, I had to try their Basque cheesecake, and also I have to give you a really funny comment here. They serve Basque cheesecake with blackberry jam, but in Swedish they call it bear jam. So yeah, I'm gonna have Basque with some bear jam. How good is this Basque cake? What? It's very creamy inside, so it's like literally as if the thing didn't really have time to settle, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Berry jam just kind of like adds a little bit of that tartiness that cuts through the cream. Oh my god, it's such a lovely combo. I love it.
Spending the whole morning with Simon and his team was genuinely eye-opening. I love sweet pastries and I eat a lot of them. But seeing the sheer amount of time, skill and effort that goes into each one of them made me appreciate these pastries on a whole new level. Usually, we pop into a bakery, grab a cup of coffee, choose a pastry, pay and go. But rarely do we get to see the hours of work that happen way before the bakery opens. If there is one thing I learned today, is that being a pastry chef is just so much harder than I ever imagined, and that good teamwork is absolutely everything. Huge thank you to Simon and his team for letting me film inside the bakery. You guys are all amazing. This food episode is just one of 3 videos I dropped today to officially launch the What's Good to Eat show. So if you want more delicious gifts, please keep watching. The full Guide to Stockholm Bakeries episode drops soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Thanks so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!